Oh, you guys wanted some more vlogs and stuff behind the scenes, and we've got an interesting one today. Trying to be an adult, trying to do things the right way, sort of.
CableMod is proud to announce their new 90-degree 12-volt high-power replacement cable sets. Designed to eliminate tight bends on your GPU, the C-Series cables feature standard and reverse 90-degree connectors right on your cable and terminate to standard PCIe plugs designed for your specific GPU. Available in most popular PSU styles, the C-Series cables offer peace of mind with the highest warranty policy in the industry. To see the supported list of PSUs and full warranty policy, follow the sponsored link in the description below.
First things first, look guys, we actually have escape route planned. Because fire code and stuff requires that there be a certain amount of cleared out area in front of the extinguisher. I think technically this is too close. We might move the extinguisher over. Areas here that have to be kept clear to the exit. But I've talked to, and sorry if the audio is weird, we're using on-camera mic for this. I don't know, a P51 just flew by or something. But I talked about wanting to do more with this space and make it proper. We're not going to be doing much with this half today. As you can see, we've accumulated a lot more crap that needs to be gone through. But this half, we've made a significant amount of changes that are still to be shown. So let me move this guy out of the way. You can see now we have 2 toolboxes, so we can finally have tools more separated and labeled properly on where they need to go. This is no longer attached on the top anymore. Yeah, it is. I think you missed a screw. Or 2, or 5. Anyway, I have spent a lot of money at Uline. This is a nice metal storage cabinet for our paints and flammable things that have to be kept separate. I'll probably put some yellow and black tape on it. Didn't get the red one or the yellow. It's kind of surprised. You'd be surprised at how expensive a red cabinet is, or a yellow cabinet is. Technically, I'm not dealing with enough of that stuff for flammables to really have to, but I just want them to be in a metal container. These boxes right here are all the pieces to my new PC testing station. So Uline sells a ton of different kinds of packing tables and stuff. Oh, and so one of them is the PC station, which I believe is gonna be that one. The other one is our new packing tables, which I'll be putting 2 of them together to make basically a 72-inch by 72-inch cube island with power in it and shelves and stuff. So when I'm working on things and building stuff now, I have a better area to do it. So I figured today we'll just kind of bring you guys in a vlog right along of putting all this crap together. Pivot! I challenge you.
Did you just make a handle?
All right, so here is our flammable cabinet. Nick was like, we need a place to put our aerosols and our lacquers and stuff, so perfect. So to give you pricing, I know I mentioned Uline, not a sponsor or anything, I paid out of pocket for all this stuff. This cabinet is definitely more industrial than the Husky or whatever you could get from Lowe's or Home Depot. This was $400, whereas the Home Depot one was almost $600. So depending on the size you get for 3. But they go all the way up to this wide too. Something 72 inches wide or whatever. I'm too fat for this kind of work. So this is the PC building station, testing station thing. That is one half of the workbench for the new work area. You see how this shelf is only half depth and it has a little lip to keep things from falling off the backside, and this one's a full-on shelf. We don't want to be banging our shins and stuff on this, and I want to be able to push our stools, which we'll probably have a stool sitting there at all times, under it. So we're going to actually switch these. So the cool thing about them being modular, in the sense that they're exactly the same, the bottom half and the support structure and the top and everything, is Nick can just take this one, I can take that one and keep building the build desk. Now we have this indent where if I'm sitting here, I'm not going to be hitting my shin on there. There's still storage to put random things under there, like test power supplies and whatever else. So yeah, at least that's cool that they're not different. So I just thought I'd point that out. If you guys have ever heard of Uline, I've known about this stuff for forever. I even had a friend that worked there. Nick and I have a mutual friend that used to work there, and it's I should have done this a long time ago. Oh, hey, this is heavy. That's how high the workbench will be. This is nice. It's a good height. So Phil no longer is having to So I got the uprights on here. I had to drill through the wood, which I didn't read that step. So once I drilled through the wood and put these through, these are mounted up. These are our cross pieces or uprights. So I'm gonna have 2 cross pieces going here that have a pegboard. I'll have a power strip down here. I'll have another shelf that hangs out here, and then arms that hang off the top with a shop light that hangs down. So Phil will appreciate that if I'm filming anything on this table. Trust me.
Jay on his tippy toes.
And we're done. Actually, we're not done, but we're getting there. So this is my new PC work building testing station. So you can see all the attachments and stuff. So the base table is this and the uprights. These 2 pieces on the side. Everything else is accessory. So this is technically a bin arm for like those little plastic bins. I'll probably put a few over here, nothing crazy. I just wanted something to mount my power strip to. That was a very expensive piece of metal to mount my power strip to. I've got pegboard here, bin board there, and then obviously the monitor is on an arm. This is a arm designed by Uline for their workbenches. So you can see the spacing is perfect for mounting it through there. I want to chop the ends of that off though. It's bugging me how long it is. But I love how I can just sort of move it out of the way. If I'm working on something big, I can turn this like this if I want to show you something on the screen for Phil. Got what I'm dubbing the umbilical cord here, which is just DisplayPort and HDMI. So when we're working on something, just click, click, put it in and test it. Sort of coil it up, put it out of the way when I'm not. There's that. Shelf right here. This is a 5,000 lumen light. It's very bright. It also probably looks very yellow right now because it's like a 4,000K. I might replace it with a 5,000K or something a little more daylight balance for the rest of the lights in here. But anyway, for now, I've just got this RGB light, which we've always had in the background, just really high, kind of shining along the wall to make things a little more interesting. Moving on to our new work tables. So we still have to get some strap material here, like a bracket to bracket the ends together because I don't want them separating like that. So I'm gonna bracket the ends together. You can see we've got a big shelf on this one, which we've already got some stuff on. This is my airbrush fume box thing that I'll be using when I do the builds that require airbrushing. And then this is the smaller shelf that we took and put on here. Actually, no, let's get it back. This is the way it was supposed to be. We took the smaller shelf and put it here, so now I can push my stool under here. And then this is the shelf that was originally supposed to be over there with that. We also have power on this. It's not hooked up yet. We've got one power box right here. There's power on both sides technically. And then we've got another one on the opposite corner. Yeah, opposite corner all the way over there. I'll probably relocate that one to this side because it'll be a lot easier to just have those wired to each other. And then I've got my big contractor cord, which I had made right there, which is gonna end up going directly to our panel with a new plug we're gonna have added coming out the side, going right to this table. So we have plenty of power, 20 amps dedicated to it for just whatever equipment's going on here. But now look at the room I have to make bigger messes. I know that's what Nick's thinking. He's like, great. He's got all this room to just make a bigger mess. It's coming together. So it's not done because that's a big old disaster now. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. But we had to get this side figured out before we could do more stuff to get it all sort of organized. But we got a lot accomplished today. I'm happy that I did it. I talked about pricing. This table, depending on the top that you get, this is the most basic particle board top. You can get them in laminated wood, you can get them in steel, you can get them in stainless steel. So if you were working with like chemicals or something that was liquidy, you wouldn't want this. This will just soak it up like a sponge. Metal would be perfect for that, especially stainless. This was 740 bucks for this and the uprights. Everything else, once you add the light and the light mount kit, because the light and the light mount kit are separate. The shelf, the 3 pegboard / bin board, the bin rail, the monitor arm, and the drawers. There's a workbench drawer right there, as you can see, that actually is separate. I think it's separate. No, it comes with the base kit now that I think about it. I haven't mounted it yet, but I need to. We were now up to like 1,400 bucks, something like that. So anyway, it's not cheap, but considering the fact that this is now a nice dedicated section, always ready to go for testing something. That doesn't mean we have to unhook our test benches, which we have set up for like benchmarking, and we don't have to like, Nick, get a keyboard and a mouse and a monitor, and that's what I still have to put on here. It's just a dedicated keyboard, mouse, and monitor, right? and then set that all up and do the video and then tear it all down. It's separate and ready to go at all times for like, I could now plop a tower on here and within a couple of minutes have it up and running and tested. We have obviously our server rack right here, and we have an Ethernet port in the wall. I'm gonna end up putting a Ethernet reel cord, like something on a reel, because sometimes we need to bring it over to the workbench. And I think that would be really convenient. So there we go. I mean, these tables here were $400 a piece. I know that sounds like, oh my God, that's expensive. Do me a favor, go to Lowe's or Home Depot and shop. They're like gladiator workbenches. And you can get these up to 8 feet or 96 inches or whatever that turns into in other units in other parts of the world that I don't speak. I now have a 72 inch by 72 inch square work area. This is so much bigger than what we already had. But what I want to do is I want to get a top made for this. That way, I didn't get metal, I had considered it, but I figured one, it would be kind of a nightmare having that sound bounce off the metal when I'm talking. It would cause more reverb. And two, I want to see if I can't find maybe someone or a company or something that can make me like a 72 by 72 inch like acrylic top or something. We get all scratched up, but it doesn't matter. It's something just to protect the table. But yeah, it's starting to come together. I want to do more custom stuff, and I'm more likely to do these builds and finish them if I have the ability to efficiently work, if that makes sense. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Uline.com, ULINE.com, not a sponsor. I paid for all of this. You guys can go and check them out. If you've been looking for like industrial solutions for your small business or your home or whatever, they have awesome stuff. I wish I was getting a kickback and a sponsorship from them. Maybe they'll see this video and they'll be like, hey Jay, we could work together, because we're literally like 6 miles away, if that. They literally are down the street, not even kidding. I think when we ordered the thing, it went farther from Uline to the freight company that picked it up to their hub to us was farther away than we are to Uline. I don't work in shipping anymore. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.